So this last weekend, I was with 3 buddies who were visiting from out of town in Washington, and we decided to hit one of the high-end resort pools here in Phoenix. And by the end of the day, we had made friends with almost everyone that was at this pool, and we had women circling all around us. Now, how did we pull this off? Well, after reflecting on this last weekend and past social outings where we were able to meet lots of women, I wrote down 5 key things that I think guys can implement to improve their social game. It's likely the most underrated skill in dating because instead of chasing women, it makes them curious about you. Most guys want to learn cold approach, right? Which can work great, but if you're doing cold approach, you're always the one trying to enter her world. With social game, you kind of flip the script. You build your own vibe, your own gravity, and people, especially women, just start orbiting around you. It feels more natural and less pressure, and honestly, it's way more fun. It's not about impressing anyone. It's about being the guy that other people want to be around. And once you learn how to do that, once you can control the energy of a room or social setting, the game completely changes. And in case you don't know me, my name is KJ Harlow. I'm a men's dating and attraction coach. I've been on YouTube for almost a year now, and in that time, I've gained almost 5,000 subscribers. I've also built an online school community with over 250 men. My dating courses have been helping guys around the globe, and my primary goal is to be a positive force for men's dating in the online space. There are a ton of ways that men can make themselves more attractive to women while also remaining authentic to who they are. And one of those ways is having strong social game. So let's jump into the video. So the first thing we did at this pool is bring a small football to throw around. Now, I know that sounds a little cliche, but every once in a while, one of us would have a bad throw and the football would go splash some random people nearby. But here's what I did that changed the trajectory of the whole day. Whenever some random people got splashed, they would look annoyed and they would toss the football back to me, but then I would throw it back to them and invite them to throw the football with us. Almost every person would smile and be like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And next thing you know, they're throwing the football with us. And, they instantly went from annoyed that they got splashed to having fun because we invited them into our experience. So that's tip number 1. Whenever you're in a social environment, find ways to invite people into whatever it is that you're doing, male or female. Include them in what you're doing whenever you can. After a couple hours of throwing this football, we basically had the entire pool throwing the football with us. We made friends with everyone there. And then whenever we take a beer break, people would just start walking up, start talking to us, and it felt totally natural. It didn't feel like we were approaching strangers trying to meet them. In fact, people were having more fun because we invited them to play. We pulled them out of their little groups and created an environment where everyone was hanging out together. The reason this is so powerful is because at the center of all this social energy was me and the 3 friends I was with. Everyone was orbiting around us. And when you're in a social situation, women quickly pick up on the guys that are at the center of the social energy. So wherever you are, whether it's the club, a pool, a networking event, find ways to invite people into your experience and position yourself at the center of the social energy. And before you know it, I promise you, women will be approaching you guys. Okay, tip number 2 is finding ways to connect other people who don't know each other. Now, this just kind of happened naturally when we were throwing this football around because as we started talking to people at the pool, something would come up that served as like a bridge to connect one group with another group. For example, 2 people from different groups were from the same place, or, they would have something in common. So I'd be like, oh, no way. This guy over here is also from Colorado. And next thing you know, I'm introducing them to each other. Once again, by doing this, you are positioning yourself at the center of the social energy. You're also increasing the amount of fun that other people are having by pulling them out of their isolated little social groups and bringing them together. And there were groups of guys and girls that we were pulling in. And because the women see other men vibing with us, they naturally become more attracted, right? Women find men attractive that are popular with other men. And so bringing people together is an easy way to make yourself more popular. Now, the third tip is going to be more difficult for some of you nice guys, but I want you to listen carefully. Nice guys have a habit of over-explaining and over-apologizing. So Tip number 3 is like and subscribe if you're enjoying this video. But seriously, I put a lot of effort into these videos, so if you're finding it helpful, hit that subscribe button really quick and help this video reach more people. Now back to what I was saying, nice guys always feel like they have to apologize for every little thing, which just weakens their frame and diminishes their social presence. Instead of doing that, tip number 3 is to be like a golden retriever. You know how golden retrievers are, right? They're always smiling and wagging their tails, looking real cute, and even if they do something wrong, they kind of give you this little look that makes it impossible to be mad at them. That's the demeanor I want you to adopt. And I'll give you a simple example from this last weekend. Whenever we threw the football and it splashed somebody or knocked over their drink, I wouldn't run up with this look on my face like I was guilty or start apologizing. Instead, I just smile and laugh and give them a hard time before inviting them to play with us. Like there were all these girls in the pool with their hair done and makeup on, and they'd get all sassy if they got splashed. So I'd be like, oh, come on girls, like you thought you were gonna get in the pool and not get wet? Like here, you throw the football. Let's see if you can do better than us. And then the girl would throw the football, make an awful throw and hit somebody else and realize that they just needed to relax and have some fun. But if I had gone up with a weak frame, looking guilty and apologizing, those girls would have seen us as the annoying guys with the football. And you can do the same thing with men. Like if we splash some dudes across the pool, I'd walk up and just be like, hey bro, I thought you looked bored over here. Figured that you'd want to throw the football with us. And boom, the guy was smiling, laughing. Now all of a sudden we're buddies, all because of that golden retriever attitude. All right, the 4th tip for strengthening your social game is to start conversations with other dudes. And let me explain. So while we were at the pool, I tried to invite this one guy to throw the football with us, but he just kind of politely declined. And later, I was walking past the pool bar and I saw him again. And he kind of gave me a nod. And I think what most guys would have done is just give a head nod back and keep walking past. Instead, when he gave me that nod, I kind of gave him like a shoulder nudge and like gave him a hard time for not throwing the football with us. I was like, come on, bro, like, you didn't want to throw the football with the boys? What's up with that? And immediately, we just started talking, shooting the shit. And later, his friends and my friends are all hanging out. And then his friends, they're bringing more girls to the larger group. And just once again, adding that social presence and putting yourself at the center. We met more men and women simply because I chose to start that single conversation instead of just walking past. And these are all the small moments that can make such a big difference in your social game. And finally, tip number 5 is to become the ultimate hype guy. Make people feel special and seen and validated. If someone's telling me a story, I'm 100% present. I'm affirming their feelings. I'm complimenting them. I'm telling other people how cool they are. And by doing so, I become the authority on what's cool. And not only that, you also become the person associated with positive feelings. Of course, it has to be sincere, right? But if someone else has something that's praiseworthy, hype them up. It could be as simple as saying, bro, you're looking yammed right now. What's your lifting routine like? Or, dude, that outfit is sharp as hell. Where'd you get those shoes? Or if it's a girl, you could just be like, hey, I don't know what's going on with your hair right now, but it is on point. These other girls must be pissed that you showed up looking like that. Hype people up. It makes them feel better. It draws them to you, and it increases the positive energy of the entire interaction. I even do this with my family and close friends, right? Like when I see them, I'll just give them a compliment as soon as I can. Something to show love and spread positive energy. Trust me, this will be a game changer for you. Now, I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe. My name is KJ Harlow, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.